Hi, my name is Sinadra Ridenauer, and this is my informative speech on how nutrition directly affects us academically. Have you ever tried to take a big test on an empty stomach just to find that you were too tired or too distracted to focus? Most of us have. Staring at the test paper, our stomachs growling just to realize that skipping breakfast probably wasn't the best idea. What many people don't realize is that nutrition has a direct and powerful effect on how well we learn and perform in school. So today I am going to discuss how nutrition affects our academic performance by influencing three major areas: our overall long-term brain health, our concentration, and our energy levels. The reason this matters is very simple. What we eat doesn't just affect our bodies, it also affects our minds and how our brains function. The choices we make about food can mean the difference between being alert and ready to learn or being very, very tired and unable to focus. I've researched studies from health and education experts that show a strong connection between diet and academic success, and I want to share some of those with you today. So let's take a closer look on how nutrition impacts us every day as students, starting with energy levels, moving to concentration, and then finally brain health. The first way nutrition affects us and our academic performance is through our energy levels. Skipping meals or eating unhealthy foods can make us feel very, very tired, give us mood swings, and lower our motivation. When we rely on sugary snacks or even fast food, our blood sugars spike and then we inevitably crash, and that crash leaves us tired, irritable, and less able to focus. According to Harvard Health Publishing, eating balanced meals that include complex carbohydrates, proteins, and healthy fats help maintain a steady blood sugar level and consistent energy throughout the day. Think of your body like a car. If you fill it with low quality fuel, you're going to run into problems and eventually it's going to break down. But if you feed yourself with good, healthy foods, you're going to improve your performance, especially throughout the day at school, and you're going to be able to function properly. Students who eat breakfast before class tend to be more awake, stay on task longer, and participate more actively. In contrast, skipping breakfast often leads to sluggish and slower reaction times, not exactly the best for learning. The second way that nutrition affects performance is through concentration. A healthy diet always helps us stay focused and process our information better. Research from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention shows that students who regularly eat nutritious breakfast perform way better on memory and problem-solving tasks than those who skip meals. That's because the brain requires constant supply of glucose, a sugar we get from foods, to function properly. And when we don't eat, our brain doesn't get enough fuel and it becomes harder to stay alert and retain our information. Certain nutrients are especially important for concentration. Omega-3 fatty acids, often found in fish and in nuts like walnuts, help support communication between our brain cells. Iron helps the oxygen flow to the brain, improving focus and being mentally clear. Vitamin B helps the body convert food into usable energy for the brain. So if you've ever felt yourself zoning out through class, it might not just be boredom, it could be what you're eating. A well-balanced lunch or even a snack can be a huge difference in how well you concentrate and absorb information. And finally, nutrition has a major impact on the long-term health of your brain. Good nutrition not only helps us feel better now, but also supports our brains as we continue to grow and learn. According to the National Institutes of Health, Nutrients like antioxidants, healthy fats, and vitamins protect our brain cells and promote memory and learning. For example, foods rich in vitamin E, such as almonds and spinach, help prevent cell damage in our brains. Whole grains and fruits provide glucose that the brain uses for energy, and omega-3s support brain development and repair our brain if damaged. On the other hand, diets high in sugar, trans fats, processed fats, and foods can harm our brain function over time. Studies have shown an excessive sugar intake can lead to inflammation in the brain and impair your memory. Poor diets even link to higher risks of anxiety and depression, both which can interfere with our academic success. In short, what we eat doesn't just affect how we perform on a test, it affects how our brain functions throughout our entire lives. Thank you for letting me share how nutrition plays such a huge role in our academic performance. As we've seen today, food that we eat influences our energy levels, our concentration, and our long-term brain health. Next time you reach for a snack before class, remember your choice can make a huge difference in how you process and learn while in school. Instead of skipping breakfast or grabbing chips, something as simple as a banana, yogurt, or even peanut butter toast can help you stay energized, focused, and ready to learn. Good nutrition isn't just about staying physically healthy, it's one of the best tools we have to do our best in school, feeling better mentally and preparing for the future. So next time you're studying for that big test, make sure that your brain has the fuel it needs to succeed. Thank you for listening.